What's up everyone? So today we are reacting to 25 badass military vehicles at work in the US Armed Forces. Very excited to see this. I don't really know much about vehicles in the military. It's not really been something that I've really focused on. I did do my logistics course in the Royal Marines, but I only drove like a handful of vehicles. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see what type of vehicles the US uses, because I know that you guys have a much bigger budget than we do in the UK. But before we get into that, as per usual, I want to give a huge shout out to all my members. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to make videos every single day, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you're a member and you're not part of Discord yet, link down below. And if you're not a member and you fancy a bit of a chinwag anyway, link down below. Go and join the Discord. On there, I've also got my socials to Instagram, to Twitter. Actually, on Twitter, if you want to get hold of me, the easiest, Twitter is probably the easiest way to get hold of me, because I don't really use it much. So not many people follow me, so Twitter is like a good place to get hold of me if you really need to. What else is down there? Discord, website, merchandise, and also my Twitch channel stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from noon Eastern all the way through to like 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern, depending on how I feel. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let's pull this up. This is by Military TV. I will have a link to the original video down below. Let's watch this. Let's learn a bit about military vehicles, because I don't know much.
Hello everyone, you're watching the channel Military TV. Today we'll show you 25 of the most badass military vehicles in use by the US Armed Forces.
I already like this guy's charisma. He's got a lot of energy.
Number 1, M117 Guardian. When forces need something more armored than a Humvee but still require significant mobility, the M117 Guardian goes into action. This 15-ton vehicle runs on a Cummins diesel engine.
So there's a few things that I kind of remember from the military about vehicles. Again, I really don't know much, but this like angle at the bottom, I'm pretty sure is deflecting, you know, at least an attempt to deflect IEDs and stuff like that. I could be talking rubbish, but this is what I think it is. Again, I don't know very much. If you've got any links to really some good informational videos about military vehicles, leave them down below. I'd love to learn more.
260 horsepower, 828 pound-feet of torque, and reaches a top speed of 65 miles per hour.
Oh, that's fast. This thing's a fast boy, isn't it? This thing can go pretty fast. That's surprising for something quite big.
Enemies at bay, the Guardian accommodates 2 types of machine guns and an automatic grenade launcher. Textron Marine and Land Systems produces this model.
It's cool.
Number 2, Striker Combat Vehicle.
So just pausing it and looking at this looks like something a bit older than that previous one. Although it looks like it's got a bit of a thick boy of a weapon on top there, bigger than the last one.
The Striker vehicle serves to transport troops to the scene of a battle and provide cover while they prepare to fight. It runs on 8 wheels and can beat off machine gun fire without issue. To improve the usefulness of Striker, the military began upgrading the vehicle with cannons and anti-tank guided missiles in 2016. In its most potent form, enemy tanks have a hard time overpowering it.
Wow.
Number 3, M1 Shredder.
The Shredder.
Using the chassis of the workhorse.
Look at this thing. So this is like a tank with a shredder on the front. Jeez, that's a big one, that, isn't it? Look at that.
M1 tank, the U.S. Marine Corps and Army found a replacement for the M1 Grizzly in this M1 Shredder assault breacher. While the
That's going through that like it's nothing. Another thing as well, if you have actually used any of these vehicles, do let me know in the comments down below. I would be very intrigued to talk to someone who's used some of these vehicles.
Tank is an offensive weapon. The Shredder serves as a utility model, clearing space by ramming anything in its path.
That's cool. You can see it doesn't have as much firepower on top, so it's obviously used for clearing stuff. I wonder what you would use just to clear grass, though. Can you go deeper and you can do like small, shallow trenches or something? Because I'm wondering what, you know, what purpose is just digging up a bit of ground. If you know more about this vehicle as well, do let me know, because that's very interesting, and I'm wondering what the application is for that.
Though it does have a machine gun and smoke grenades on board, the Shredder is more of a badass support vehicle. It hits a maximum of 1,500 horsepower and can reach a top speed of 43 miles per hour.
Damn.
Number 4, M2 Bradley Fighting Vehicle. There are several versions of BAE's Bradley Fighting Vehicle, BFV. but the one designed for combat missions features a 25mm Bushmaster cannon and armor-crushing missiles on board. This model transports up to 10 soldiers at a time.
As I say, cautious, do not push, pull, door, use internal handle only. Okay. Safety there. This is like a,
and features a 600 horsepower engine. Top speed is 35 miles per hour.
Oh, it's a little bit slow, but this one looks more like a traditional vehicle that I would have seen in the military. What I'm kind of expecting from this video. This is like the one that I'm more like, okay, that makes sense. That looks more like a military vehicle.
The BFV weighs nearly 71,000 pounds and holds 155 gallons of fuel in its tank. Number 5, AAV-7 Amphibious Assault Vehicle. Marine operations take the Corps on land and by sea.
Yep.
And the AAV-7 is the assault vehicle that can handle both.
Okay.
Capable of handling a crew of 3 along with 25 Marines, this vehicle can travel up to 20 nautical miles at sea and 300 miles on land.
Damn.
A 25mm Bushmaster machine gun, 40mm grenade launcher, and M2 HB50 caliber machine gun provide.
This thing's a beast. I love this vehicle. This is my favorite so far.
Cover. On paved roads, it can even reach a top speed of 45 miles per hour.
That's really cool.
Number 6, M109 A7 Tank. The U.S. Army Armored Brigade Combat Team, ABCT, leaned on the M109 A6 Paladin self-propelled howitzer for decades of support in artillery missions.
Look at the size of that thick boy. Damn. Imagine one of them beasts tapping you. Wow.
BAE Systems, producer of this tank, began upgrading the M109 A6 for greater combat capability in 2014.
Imagine one of them things clipping your helmet. You would explode. Imagine if it just tapped your helmet a little bit, you would literally explode. Like literally, if it tapped you, even if it tapped your little toe, you probably would explode.
Resulting M109 A7 builds upon the profile of this behemoth overseas with a new chassis and upgraded digital suite.
Damn, it's a thick boy.
Number 7, Avenger Weapon System.
Is that from Halo? I think that's from Halo, guys.
When the Army needs to handle air defense on the move, the Avenger is the go-to weapon. It carries 8 Stinger missiles capable of shooting down helicopters or low-flying aircraft as necessary.
Wow.
Its ability to track and shoot while in motion is one of its greatest assets. Boeing produced this mobile weapon system for the Army until late in the past decade and began supplying the Egyptian Army with models in 2008. Number 8, Buffalo Clearance Vehicle.
This looks something more similar to what we use in Britain. These guard railings help against like RPGs. I've heard where they kind of get stuck in between them. Or I've heard stories where people have seen them stuck in between the little guard rails. It's kind of interesting.
The Buffalo Mine Protected Route Clearance Vehicle, MPCV, helps forces establish command in especially dangerous areas. The heavily armored truck runs on 6 wheels, weighs 76,000 pounds, and measures 27 feet in length. It packs a Caterpillar C13 engine capable of 1,483 pound-feet of torque, allowing it to reach a maximum speed of 55 miles per hour. Its 30-foot robotic arm, complete with camera and sensory devices, manages route clearance, while its V-shaped hull keeps the impact of mine explosions to a minimum.
Fair one.
Number 9, Global Het. It takes a serious hauler to throw a tank on its bed for transport across the desert. Enter the Oshkosh Global Heavy Equipment Transporter, Het.
Let me just go back a minute. Look at the size of this guy. Jeesh.
Global Heavy Equipment Transporter, Het. This 6x6 vehicle runs on a Caterpillar C18 engine capable of 700 horsepower and sports a payload capacity of 72 tons, 65,317 kilograms. When a unit needs to deploy a tank with short driving range, the Global Het hauls it to the battle scene.
Nice. That's a big one there.
Number 10, Humvee.
It's a classic. This is like the most like stereotypical American military vehicle I think you see in every movie. It's what they're known for, isn't it? The Humvee.
Gotten sick of that guy who drives the Hummer long ago, but this vehicle remains a badass machine when properly outfitted for battle. First used during the 1989 invasion of Panama, the high-mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle used a 6.5-liter diesel engine with four-wheel drive. The protected gun turret featured on newer models first appeared during the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Okay.
Number 11, M-ATV Assault.
Kind of looks like a Humvee a little bit on the front here, and like the bottom. This is cool. This looks kind of futuristic.
Among small to mid-sized vehicles supporting offensive and defensive operations, Oshkosh's M-ATV Assault features a higher level of protection and versatility in attack mode. This model carries up to 11 crew members and uses an independent suspension system that manages the majority of its routes in off-road environments. When it's time to fight, the M-ATV Assault can implement a weapons platform featuring Javelin missiles and a M249 5.56 millimeter machine gun.
Wow, that's really cool.
Number
really
12, M1A2 Abrams main battle tank.
Look at this bad boy. Look at this thing. Look at the size of that. Oh my days.
Development and production moves rather slowly, which explains the long life of the M1A1 Abrams model, originally deployed in 1980. The newer M1A2 Abrams main battle tank runs on the same frame, but features depleted uranium armor for enhanced protection, as well as a new commander's weapon station with greater tech applications.
That's really cool.
The tank runs on a Honeywell 1500 AGT gas turbine, 1500 horsepower, with its main weapon being the M256 smoothbore gun.
That's cool.
Number
That's really
13, LVSR Wrecker.
Is that this thing? Or is this thing coming in?
The LVSR MKR-15 Wrecker is the support vehicle of choice for Marine Corps' 10x10 trucks.
Interesting. So it's basically just a support vehicle. It's a very strange looking support vehicle, isn't it?
The vehicle has the ability to reach and retrieve any machine stuck in the mud, snow, or water.
Okay.
Wrecker's lifting and towing capacities are impressive by any standard. It can lift and tow anything weighing up to 96,000 pounds.
96,000 pounds. Oh my days.
110,000 pounds for flat towing. Meanwhile, its rear-mounted winches have a straight pull rating of 78,000 pounds.
Wow. That is ridiculous.
Number 14, Cougar 6x6.
What is this thing over the top? This is very interesting. Looks like some sort of comms thing on the back. Very interesting.
While there are several models of the Cougar mine-resistant ambush-protected MRAP vehicle, the 6x6 variant with an automatic grenade launcher could be the most lethal. It sports the V-shaped hull, proven effective against IED hits, and can...
There you go. So the V-shaped hull does help against IED hits. That's what I thought I remembered. There's some things that are slowly coming back to me now. I'm watching videos like this, but it's been so long since I've gone over any military vehicles that it's hard to remember what everything's for.
Withstand rocket-propelled grenade fire as well. Its Caterpillar C7 diesel engine produces up to 330 horsepower and 860 pound-feet of torque.
They're using a lot of Caterpillar engines, which is intriguing. I wonder what I bet that's an expensive deal between them, between the government and that company. Jeez.
Fuel capacity gives this Cougar as much as 600 miles of range. Number 15, LAV 25. Versatility is the LAV.
Can I just say, I feel like there's so many vehicles in the US military compared to the British military. We've got quite a decent amount, but there's so many. And there's a lot that kind of look similar, if I'm honest with you, you know.
25 light armored vehicle's greatest asset. This 8x8 machine can operate on land or in the water, giving the military branch in question a tool for reconnaissance, security, or all-out assault. It runs on a Detroit Diesel 6V53T engine capable of 275 horsepower and a top speed of 62 miles per hour. In the water,
62 miles per hour? These things are quick.
LAV 25 can hit 6 miles per hour. On the weapons front, the LAV 25 uses the M242 25mm chain gun and M240 7.62mm machine gun.
That's really cool.
Number 16, M88 Hercules Recovery Vehicle.
Hercules.
Once seen pulling down the giant Saddam Hussein statue in Iraq, the M88A2 Hercules Recovery Vehicle has a fairly high profile as military machines go. Its tank design, 35.
Look at it. It looks kind of... This looks very, very unusual.
5-ton boom and 140,000 pound 70-ton constant pull winch
Wow.
make it unmatched in the field. Its
Wow.
engine maxes out at 1,050 horsepower and allows the Herc to reach a top speed of 30 miles per hour.
Wow. Incredible.
Number 17.
This looks futuristic, doesn't it? And it looks clean. This one's not been used. This one's a new one. A lot of these other ones will look very dirty, but this one looks clean.
Camel MRAP. It sounds like Camel, but it stands for Concept for Advanced Military Explosion Migrating Land Vehicle.
I tell you what, the military love a good acronym, don't they? They really do. They'll do anything to make it an acronym that looks right.
In summary, this 8x8 Concept MRAP vehicle served as a way for Detroit Arsenal to
Playing, what are they playing there? CSGO?
showcase its latest technology after seeing weaknesses in troop transport during the modern Middle East wars. The Camel's V-shape in the bottom delivers an enhanced approach to defending against IEDs.
That's cool. That's cool.
Number 18, M142 HIMARS. The
Interesting.
three-person M142 high-mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS, offers a fighting force a lightweight rocket launcher on wheels, capable
Look at that thing. Oh my days.
of launching 6 M270 rockets or 1 MGM-140 ATACMS missile. This unit can do damage to targets up to 186 miles away. It's
186 miles away. Wow. That is ridiculous.
6x6 vehicle reaches a top speed of 53 miles per hour and can travel close to 300 miles. A lock.
This is why you don't mess with the US military. They have got some incredible equipment, and their funding is so high that they can get expensive stuff like this. It's ridiculous.
Lockheed C-130 Hercules can transport this vehicle in its hold. Number 19, M9 Armored Combat Earth Mover.
The Earth Mover. So my thing is, like, why have this and then why also have a shredder? Could they not be saving a bit of money and having one vehicle that does something similar? Because it looks like it's, I mean, this might do something a bit more extreme, but it looks kind of similar in what it's doing, taking up a bit of ground. I may be talking rubbish. I don't know anything about these vehicles. So if you want to explain to me in the comments down below if you know more about them or why, like, this one would be more useful than the shredder, let me know.
The M9 Armored Combat Earth Mover, ACE, is another all-star support vehicle for the armed forces. It can knock down walls, clear riverbanks, smash obstacles, and provide cover for forces setting up in an area. Operated
So yeah, can the shredder not do that as well? That's my question.
by a single crew member, the M9 ACE requires a high skill level from the driver due to its visibility issues. Those who complain about seeing out of a Prius can stop now. ACE uses a Cummins V903C engine capable of 295 horsepower and a top speed of 30 miles per hour.
Okay.
Number 20, RG-31 Nyla. The RG-31 Nyla is a mine-resistant all-terrain vehicle that
Again, this looks like another similar vehicle to what we've seen before. My question is, do the US, so obviously the US military is quite a big thing because you've got the Marines, you've got the Army, you've got the Navy, you've got the Air Force. Do they not all use the same vehicles? Do they all have separate vehicles individually and kind of work as their own entity? Because obviously each one of them branches are self-sufficient, just like the Royal Marines are self-sufficient from the Navy, and the Navy is self-sufficient from the RAF and then the Army and all that lot. But we all kind of use pretty much the same vehicles. Obviously there's a little bit of difference here and there, but yeah, it makes me wonder, do they all just have separate vehicles depending on which branch of the military they're in? Do they get like their own contracts to go out to private companies and be like, hey, this is just for the US Marines? That would be very interesting to find out.
holds a crew of 9 plus 1
It would also explain, sorry to keep pausing it, but it would also explain why there's so many vehicles that are very similar.
driver. It features protections against small arms fire and roadway bombs designed to take out tanks. Late model variants like the MK6 offer mine-resistant seating inside the RG-31.
Right.
These 4x4 vehicles run on Cummins diesel engines capable of over 400 horsepower in the most powerful trim.
Fair one. Fair one.
Number 21, P-19R Aircraft Firefighter.
Oshkosh.
When U.S. Marines need to respond to an aircraft down, they put...
So this is an example of a very, very specialized, because the other ones, there's some of them that are kind of like they just carry people, but they can also do this, that, and the other. This is like, it's a firefighter for aircraft. Very specialized.
Put the P-19 aircraft firefighting vehicle into action. This vehicle can rush to the scene of an emergency with its high-powered engine and ability to carry 1,000 gallons of water and 130 gallons of foam agent, in addition to other weighty response equipment.
That's really cool.
Oshkosh began preparing this upgraded model for the battlefield in 2016.
That's really cool. I like that one.
Number 22, Autonomous Terramax.
All right, this looks like your OG 4-tonner, kind of, in the British military, like just your standard kind of truck, carry stuff around. That's about it.
Everyone laughed at Google's little self-driving car when the tech company began testing autonomous vehicle technology.
Oh, it's autonomous.
Meanwhile,
this is autonomous.
Oshkosh has been developing its own unmanned driving system for military vehicle use. The technology integrates with heavy-duty vehicles for a situation when sending no driver is the best policy.
Wow, that's really cool.
Terramax is an aftermarket upgrade.
Well, my thought is that obviously you should be able to drive it as well, hence why there's an area in there for people. Very interesting. Autonomous. It's nice to see that they're kind of branching out to that, because I'm a big believer in autonomous vehicles. I think they would be better for the future of driving. So that's really cool.
Number 23, Oshkosh MMRS Demonstrator.
Okay.
If you've ever wondered how armed forces retrieve damaged vehicles from the battlefield, the Multi-Mission Recovery System, MMRS, provides the answer. This 10-wheel drive beast sports a 50...
So before it gets into the details, this looks like it's one of them that it takes a while to set up. Like, you get all them legs out. It looks like it might take a hot minute to get ready. Another Oshkosh one, interesting.
ton rotating boom that extends over 40 feet. The MMRS can pick up just about any vehicle within that length and move it where it needs to go.
That's really cool. Really cool.
Number 24, Black Knight Transformer.
What is this? What's this? Come on, guys. Are we just playing about here? Black Knight Transformer. What are we doing here, guys?
Though the Black Knight Transformer is not yet in operation, we felt obligated to include the vehicle known...
This won't go in operation. I just don't see something like this going in operation.
...known as the Flying Jeep. Prototypes boast the ability to reach a maximum speed of 70 miles per hour on land and fly as high as 10,000 feet. Advanced Tactics, which debuted this concept in 2012, envisions it as the ultimate tool for cargo resupply missions. But this transformer does more than drive and fly. The bottom can accommodate a boat hull in place of the drivetrain.
Okay, so really cool, but going back to some of my previous videos, the practicality of it is still very early on in development, so much that when something like this does go into the military, because we will get vehicles that do this type of thing in the military eventually, it's probably going to be vastly different to what we're seeing right now. Very interesting.
The bottom can accommodate a boat hull in place of the drivetrain.
Very interesting.
Number 25, Kinetic Q Raider 1 Engineer.
It's like
the Kinetic Q Raider 1 Engineer may not look like...
That looks like a golf buggy, doesn't it?
Engineer.
Interesting.
The Kinetic Q Raider 1 Engineer may not look like much, but its ability to take out IEDs in autonomous mode gives it potential for future military use.
Autonomous vehicles taking out IEDs, fantastic. Take away the human element of it. I've seen people use like the little robots and stuff, which are really cool for IEDs. Vehicles, you'll be able to get more stuff on board, more cameras. Very cool idea. Very cool idea.
At its base, Raider 1 is a four-wheel drive Polaris MVRS 700 that controllers can operate nearly 1,000 yards away. With its
1,000 yards away is pretty cool. I don't know why this is showing this so soon, because I want to see the vehicle more.
Clearance tools, the Engineer also provides support for command and evacuation operations.
That's
cool. The rollers in front and back are built for mine duty.
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, let's end it there. That's pretty impressive. Again, there's a lot of things in there that are very similar to each other, so I'm very intrigued. If you guys know more about US military vehicles, do let me know in the comments, especially if you've driven any of them or if you've used any of them, and also about the whole, like, the different branches have different contracts. Very, very intriguing. I really would like to know more about military vehicles. If you've got some recommendations for videos, do put them down below. I will check them out. Very, very intriguing. Okay, before you all go, as usual, I pulled up my merch then. I want to give a shout out to all my members. You guys are amazing. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel. Also, while I popped it up, go and check out the merch link down below. Down there, you also find my Twitch, my Instagram, my Twitch stream. Again, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Go check that out. And my website, Discord. Go look at all the stuff. I'll also put the original video for this down below, so check that out as well. I'll go and send it some love. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate you all, and I love you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.